You're a piece of shit, Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of shit. The gambling, the failures that you had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to, has turned you into somebody else. If that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. But why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of your percentage because it's your manager?
Text messages and put my number out on her page that got 10 million followers. She did that. Putting everybody in our business, letting them know that.
Claressa Shields spoke about wanting children with Papoose in an interview a few days prior, and now he is already cheating on her. When people stated that you lose them the same way you acquire them, they weren't lying. Since baby Claressa is now on the internet, and she is solely responsible for her own fate. She got Papoose by playing tricks on him when he was still with Remy Ma, and now he's being taken from her by someone else. While it is true that Remy Ma attempted to warn Claressa about Papoose's use of her, Claressa believed Remy was just being a resentful ex-wife, which does not imply that she was lying. As per Remy, Papoose is destitution and homelessness, and that he only dated Claressa to increase his income. While it is true that Claressa is a little sluggish, we cannot hold it against her for not taking Remy's warnings seriously. She doesn't have the best relationship with Remy months ago. Remy began this mess by sharing images of text communications between Papoose and Claressa that she had surreptitiously taken from Papoose's phone while he was sleeping at her residence. Despite Claressa Shields being in Remy's house, Papoose foolishly dozed off while on the phone and won't leave. This is expected to Besh is a boxing world champion and becomes frightened when she hears my voice. Let me tell you everything. Now, aside from that, you're not alone, sweetie, for too long. This woman named Claressa Shields and that devout public relations team have been spreading false information about me every day in an attempt to paint me negatively and portray him as God's gift. When I pleaded with Papoose to halt the story, he repeatedly told me that the best course of action was to be quiet. I am, in fact, exhausted. According to him, he would never fuck since you're not pretty. Don't worry, though. I witnessed it. All because you're so tough, boo. The world will now see it. Nobody even realized Claressa and Papoose were having fun until now. Therefore, learning about it in this way undoubtedly caused individuals to think critically. Claressa didn't tolerate it, of course. What makes a lady who has two boyfriends angry at a man who has a girlfriend? Remy Ma. Why are you tagging me, sweetie? If I'm not the only one, people were consuming food while they worked for a full week. Put it up. At first, Papoose was reluctant to speak, but he finally did, and he dragged Remy Ma through the dirt. While I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy was. He captioned a picture he shared of Remy Ma snuggling with her boyfriend. Easy to block, Captain. On Christmas Day, she is infuriated and fabricating lies now that I have finally moved on. Self-centered, we could divorce like grown-ups, I assured her. Since I wouldn't lie and claim that I didn't knock this chump out, she won't do that. She continued to send me messages asking me to make up the knockout, but it doesn't matter. He did not return any of the blows. Super soft. I saw this fool in the fetal position the last time I saw him, when I knocked him unconscious. Everyone saw. Because he had an affair with my wife, I didn't knock him in. He shook my hand, then slept with my wife, so I knocked him out. If you felt this was a mess, you should wait to hear the whole of what happened, because this was only the beginning. A short while ago, Remy Ma went live once more to share the circumstances that led to her cheating on Papoose. This was the point at which her feud with Papoose truly took off. The only reason Papoose chose to settle for her was because he needed someone to remain with him, and she told Claressa that he is quite poor. Remy also blasted Papoose for deceiving the public about their ideal black love affair and her imprisonment. As it turns out, he was always cheating on her, even getting some of the side pieces he was playing with pregnant.
Such a real one. I know the procedure when somebody goes to prison. I know the procedure. So it was never about infidelity. When I came home, I went straight through that phone immediately. I know what was up. When I had to fight baby mothers at mother-in-law's houses on Thanksgiving, I knew that girl wasn't lying about what she was saying was going on while I was saying. I knew she wasn't lying. I just was mad. I knew she wasn't lying, though. If we keeping it a bean, I knew she she wasn't lying? You refused to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see.
What women, how do y'all think y'all know what people, what to tell somebody being broke to y'all? Because I see a lot of this like upgrade, downgrade, so-and-so's broke, this one's broke. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all don't know what people have. Actually, my ex might be the least income making person that I've ever been with. Ever. Everybody included.
It's my house. I paid for it. All 1 million, 0.3, whatever it was, I paid in cash. With my name on it only. I took care of the kid. I took care of this. So I said, here, you go ahead. You're a piece of shit, Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of shit. This, the gambling, the failures that you had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to, has turned you into somebody else. If that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. But why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of your percentage because you're a manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy. He's the one that don't want to sign. Don't want to get his stuff out of his ex house. Doesn't be there for his child that he begged for, but telling you he wants another one. Let me guess. He's telling you he want a son, right? He has a son. He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son. I would be telling you, girl, get your over there. What are you talking about?
If you're wondering why she went on this tirade, it's because she didn't want to let Papoose get a divorce without disclosing everything, so she filed for one formally. However, Papoose made sure Remy Ma didn't have the final laugh. He was after her in a matter of minutes after she ended that life. Furthermore, this is the hottest man I've ever seen. You already know that he was angry, crazy. He claimed that, in order to be with Remy during her incarceration, he put his career on hold. However, when she returned home, began brutally cheating on him. He claimed that she was out there exposing herself to every man she encountered, and because he still desired to be with her, they eventually even had to attend therapy. And don't forget that Remy mentioned that he was broke, as it happens. She broke and pleaded with him for money. Furthermore, she was the one who had Papoose ghostwrite her raps for her during the entire time she was out here criticizing Nicki Minaj for allegedly having ghostwriters.
$1.5 million man, hottest rapper on the planet. Y'all seen it. Her situation took place, like I said, I left my tour, came back, bailed her out. When I bailed her out, nothing but expense after expense after expense. I had to pay to pack her crib up, pay to put everything in storage, pay the storage bill every month, get a condo closer to the jail so I could visit her every day. Visit her every day, driving back and forth to the visit to see her every day. Everybody in my impact, you gotta get to work. You can't visit her every day. My deal folded. I exhausted all my funds. I had to get back to work. That's why I only visited her every day for a year straight. But after that, I had the space to visit out to like 3 times a week. Never missed a Christmas, never missed a Mother's Day, never missed a single holiday I was there. Took care of the kids, took care of my stepson, took care of you, fed you, did everything for a year straight without working. There came a time where if her son needed certain things, if she had something in her account, whatever, she had to take care of it. If she could, she did. But for the most part, I did every single thing. That wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. I tolerated your foolishness, your cheating, and your adultery for years and years and years. For the sake of my child. Everything will be fine, and you will still violate. Because you know why? You can't keep your legs closed, remember? That's one of the main problems with you. But it wasn't good enough for you to move on and be an adult after you cheated. And I gave you numerous opportunities to stop the cheating. We went to a therapist. Why come on here and lie and say we haven't slept together since 2022? Why come on here and make it seem like that's true? We never had an agreement. Oh, you be with who you be with and I be with. We never had an agreement. What we had was you lying, saying that you're not with him. Why would you deal with him? That's all we had. And when I found out the truth that you were with him, you said, let's go to therapy. And I agreed. Then we made an agreement with the therapist. You violated the agreement again. So when I caught him, I knocked him out. Wherever I would have saw him at, I would have knocked him out. I paid every bill in that household. I did nothing but buy you gifts. It's photos and everything of it. It's all on my page. Never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. They hiding from something. It's still here. Me buying her gifts. All that materialistic. If you notice, my entire thing was about materialism. Just fabricating. She just recently told me she don't got no money. So what you talking this money talk? You walk around with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of jewelry that I bought every single day. You talking this jewelry talk? First and foremost, I have a cash business. So there's numerous times where I cashed you out and you went and bought things. With my money. With my money. You want to talk about property? We bought this house together. We bought it together. I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you come around me and you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. I wrote one of your biggest records, man. One of your biggest hits. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's so sad. Look at the comments. They know what I wrote. I wrote tons of her music. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. I wrote probably like 3 songs on her first album. If I listen to it, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. And when you listen to it, y'all know my pen. I never wanted a penny. I never wanted one dime. All of the music I wrote for her, I never wanted one penny. I never put my name on the credit. I never did anything. When people said, you know, Pat writing that, oh, you want to go in here and say, oh, I was making music before him. You was. That's why when I started.
Now, word on the street is that Papoose is cheating on Claressa with a new female he met. So even though Remy Ma was out here looking like a bitter baby mother and embarrassing herself, she might have been right when she stated Papoose was just using Claressa Shields, and you know what? Claressa is older than her. Although it's unclear where these reports are coming from, people are already making fun of Claressa because she recently gave an interview in which she expressed her want to have children with Papoose next year, despite Remy Ma's attempts to caution her, only to have him be caught cheating on her 24 hours later.
That like an expiration date on your career, or is it 8 years and that's it? Or when will you try and go into, you know, having a family, or would you have a kid and then go back to boxing?
That's what I'm gonna do. I feel like I've put too much time on hold on having a kid and being married and stuff for boxing already. I'm gonna have a baby next year. We already have it planned out. I'm gonna have a baby next year, and then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more, and then probably have another one, and then do the same thing again. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm, 40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids. I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I think that'll also help me too while I'm going through this whole
situation involving Claressa Shields, Remy Ma, and Papoose simply keeps getting worse. Additionally, it appears to be far from over. Meanwhile, other people express their opinions, such as the one who stated, Remy Ma is obviously the loser here. She just shows her pettiness with each outburst. Sorry. Both parties are wrong for washing their dirty laundry in public. But Remy has eroded her value here. Remy Ma isn't letting this dude clown her. Added another, moreover. She has been suppressing everything. He distressed since she is attempting to ruin her finances and doesn't want him. With Papoose, something is awry, you're cheesy, cliched, yet down bum. But now I'd like to hear your opinion. How do you feel about Claressa apparently talking about raising a family with Papoose, just after he was accused of cheating on her? Furthermore, do you all still believe Claressa will remain? Tell me what you think in the space provided for comments below. Additionally, Remember to click here to view this additional nasty video.